Greetings, fam. So, with the presidential elections on hand this year, I thought I'd put together my 2020 reasons I won't vote Trump. Tyrannical, racist, uncouth, mean, and pompous. Since the very beginning of Donald Trump's tenure, his opponents have presented him as unfit for the office and questioned the legitimacy of his presidency. For starters, Trump has been and is a racist, and the leaf doesn't fall far from the tree. In the 70s, the Justice Department sued Donald Trump, his father Fred, and Trump management to obtain a settlement in which Trump and his father would promise not to discriminate. Now, I remember this. He and his daddy refused to rent to Black people in their new high-rise development in Queens. They told the doorman to tell Black applicants that all the apartments were already taken. And that was a lie from the pit of hell. Trump took out a full-page ad calling for the death penalty of the Central Park Five before DNA evidence proved that they were innocent. And here you'll see there are lots of newspaper articles where he says things about African Americans. In the top, he says Africans are lazy, good at sex, and theft. And that was in 2015. To the right, you see where he says, bring back the death penalty, bring back the police. And below, you see a young Trump saying they should be executed. Now, in 1989, race-baiting Donald Trump took out the full-page ad in the New York Times, seeking the death penalty for 5 innocent teenagers, 14, 15, and 16 years old, 4 Blacks and a Hispanic. They were jailed for varying terms up to 13 years until the real culprit in an assault rape case admitted to the crime in 2001, and that was Matthias. And in the upper illustration, Donald was still carrying on in 2015. But right now, he's wooing the Black vote. Kip Brown, a former employee at Trump's castle, accused Trump of not wanting to encounter Black employees at the casino. And to quote him, he said, when Donald and Ivana came to the casino, the bosses would order all the Black employees off the floor. Trump criticized a prospective African-American accountant who applied for a job with him. He said to people, not to the guy's face, he said, Black guys counting my money, I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day. And he was referring to Jews. I think that the guy is lazy, and it's probably not his fault because laziness is a trait in Blacks. It really is. I believe that. It's not anything they can control. On the campaign trail, Trump proposed a ban on all Muslims entering the U.S. Donald Trump attacked Gonzalo Curiel, the federal judge who presided over the Trump University fraud case, saying that Curiel's assignment to the case represented an absolute conflict because the judge was of Mexican heritage. In his speech announcing his candidacy for the President of the United States, Donald Trump said, and I quote, when Mexico sends its people, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Most recently, Trump tweeted that several Black and brown members of Congress are from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe, and that they should go back to those countries. The tweets were aimed at Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib. Exemplify a common racist slant. These tweets, they exemplify a common racist slant used against immigrants and minority groups who criticize U.S. policies. Yet, he has the audacity to state that his administration has done more for the African American community than any president since Abraham Lincoln. Really? His attacks on President Obama. Donald Trump stoked false claims that Barack Obama had lied about his education. During a speech to the Conservative Political Action Conference, Trump said, "Our current president came out of nowhere." Came out of nowhere. In fact, I'll go a step further. The people that went to school with him, they never saw him. They don't know who he is. It's crazy. Now, this information was false. Numerous accounts from Obama's college classmates refute Trump's claim, including Obama's Columbia roommate, Phil Dorner. He dropped the ball on COVID-19. Trump, in a time of coronavirus, is a lethal combination. Everything about the president, his reliance on his gut instincts in place of expertise, his overwhelming selfishness, and his unfailing tendency to lash out at others when things go wrong, make him the worst person imaginable to hold the world's most powerful job in the face of pandemic. Perhaps the most egregious was his claim that the major insurance companies would cover treatment for COVID-19 free of charge when they had only agreed to coronavirus testing without a copay. On February 28, 2020, Trump said that coronavirus will disappear like a miracle while speaking at a press conference for his coronavirus task force. He further speculated that warm weather would kill the virus and stop its spread. None of these statements are backed by science or infectious disease experts within his own administration. You guys, you wanted a reality show as president? You wanted a reality show host as president? Well, now you're on Survivor. Here's a tweet that he made, which is also racist. I also treated, and I quote, I always treated the Chinese virus very seriously and have done a very good job from the beginning, including my very early decision to close the borders from China against the wishes of almost all. Many lives were saved. The fake news new narrative is disgraceful and false. He tweeted this on March 18, 2020. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm going to tweet this video to President Trump. He needs to know how some of us feel. Okay, he's a liar, a fraud, and a shameless promoter. Trump claims, and I quote, "My wife says I'm the biggest star in the world, but she might just be saying that because she's intelligent." Well, Melania doesn't seem to say a whole lot nowadays, but sure, maybe she's a genius. And although he said he would not settle the case, Donald Trump agreed to pay $25 million to settle his Trump University fraud lawsuits. The real estate seminar program was not an accredited university and used misleading marketing tactics to recruit students. It was a business, it wasn't a school. We have no vaccines against morons. Another thing Trump did was he asked Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who said that Donald approached him about leading an investigation into vaccine safety. The prospect that the vaccination can lead to autism has been repeatedly debunked by long-running peer-reviewed studies. Trump had supported the anti-vaccination theory on stage at the 2015 presidential debates. Donald Trump co-signed Melania Trump's biography on the White House official website, whitehouse.gov, which included a paragraph that promoted her jewelry line, Melania Timepieces and Jewelry. Trump refused to release his tax returns to the public, both during the campaign and after his election. He is the first president in 40 years to withhold his financial information from the American public. He's a troll. Now, internet trolls are not a new phenomenon. What is new is that the President of the United States is one of them. Think about Trump's approach to social media and, well, to everything else. He says provocative things. He has the most casual of relationships with the truth. And he equates, lots of people are seeing this with both A, success, and B, inherent goodness. His moral compass is not well honed, and winning is all he sees. And it doesn't matter how you win, just that you win. That's his philosophy. He made light of the George Floyd travesty. At a news conference on June 5, 2020, to address May unemployment figures that were released in the morning, which showed the economy gained 2.5 million jobs in May, while the national unemployment rate unexpectedly fell to 13.3%, Trump said, hopefully George is looking down right now and saying, this is a great thing happening for our country. This is a great day for him. This is Donald, I'm quoting. He's saying this is a great day for him and it's a great day for everybody. That was so tacky. But what I think George is probably really saying is, hey, Donnie, from up here in heaven, I can tell you it really is a fabulous day. Only a few thousand more Black people lost their job last month. Unemployment nearly at a 10-year high. The only day that will be better will be November 3rd, when you will also receive your unemployment notice. The angels are so psyched. Okay, and finally, he makes fun of the disabled. In 2015, Donald Trump mocked the disability of a New York Times reporter, Serge Kovaleski, and this is him clowning, making fun of the man's disability. And I really have an issue with this because I am disabled. How dare you? Okay, many of y'all can take them or leave them, but in my case, I'll leave them. Lord, I'm going to end with prayer like I always do. I ask you to give the people discernment during this time. Let them know that this is not a man we need leading our country. We gave him a chance and he blew it. On so many levels, and this video doesn't even contain everything the man has done. There's so much bad that outweighs whatever good he may have done. Lord, I ask you to, just show the people the way in which we should go. And we got to pray for him. We really got to pray for this man because he has created a lot of enemies. And so I pray for him and I ask that others do so as well. Lord, I thank you for the subscribers. I thank you for those who just come in and check out the video. I thank you for those who donate to the ministry, Lord. I thank you and I bless you in the mighty, mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.